This is Cookies. I have turn 64 of Imanaba. And we've had a couple of huge fights recently. We've cleared out the Agarthan stacks that were advancing on us after we dishonorably elfed them. And now it's time for our counterattack or proper push, but we're going to go on the offensive now. And to that end, we've gotten an Archdevil, a Shaitan. We've done some hunting, and we're attacking. Well, we're moving troops into Scrap Point to attack some forest. And we're also counterattacking into Bay Pond, getting rid of Agartha's control over this little area. Turns out he did not PD dump, it's just the few shard guard left back here. I think 2 of them died in the retreat, so there's 2 still here. Alright. So we go ahead and take care of that with no casualties, or in Bay Pond. We lose 3 militia, I guess. And in the halls, they go ahead and clear out one of our raiding groups, or like the raid that we did. So they've moved in, just mind blasted the PD again. Now we did get 10 glamour gems. We also got some gold, so that's really nice. And then we've got a fight in the halls. So special monsters. Looks like they're attacking Agartha though, so it's his bad event, but he's getting a dose of heavy infantry and archers. Most of them are getting mind blasted. Let's see how effective the mind blasting can be. Alright. And then two of our scouts get patrolled out. So in Love and Dallin and Sitha, we get patrolled out. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the turn. So we're wrapping up a little bit of site searching here. You've finally liquidated the last Agarthan stuff in kind of like our rear area. So the main army in Scrap Point is going to go ahead and advance to Forest of Pine. And then it's going to advance on Mountains of Mist. So that's kind of the goal there. And then we'll try and take Mountains of Mist, and then we'll start cave diving at Agartha. And kind of like other news, this Shaitan's going to tag along with that army. Have we cleaned up our scripting yet? Yeah, so we've got Soaring Army now. We've got some gem reloads coming with. We've got Wailing Winds. And we've got Army Regeneration in. So we've fixed up a lot of our scripting. It's still pretty open back here. So if Agartha did, say, like Call of the Winds, stuff like that, he might score some pretty nice kills. So it would be good if I added some more attack rear bait. I might try to do that in the current turn, which is next turn. We've actually almost caught up. So, but other than that, continuing to kind of build up new forces, because if we run up to Mountains of Mist, Agartha could put together an army and come down to Undermountain and push out of Scrap Point again towards Hubberton, or even Bandarlog. So while we're going to go and attack Mountains of Mist and secure this fort, we do need to make sure that we also start gathering up in Hubberton. So we're going to start working on that. So I think we've got a fair number of mages here for that sort of defense. But what we really need is more troops. So we've got this guy heading out with some Janguard. We've got this guy with some Janguard. Although it looks like he's going all the way to Scrap Point, but maybe he should be brought back to Hubberton. Some of this stuff is going to Bandarlog, which is fine. It can also gather in Hubberton. It would just take an extra turn to go there. And I think that's a lot of it. We're still being very careful with our blood hunting. So we still go through every single turn, hit the Y key, see that maybe 105 here, and we're making sure we have enough Veil army to cover that number. Now, with Nabai, you don't need to go that high. I tested it at one point. Maybe it's changed, maybe it's been bugged, but you don't have to do the Veil Army for the Glamour units. You should just have to do it for everything else that's including stealthy. So you have to do it for stealthy units because if they take a real action, they'll be visible. And you have to do it for your normal units. But I'm just trying to cover my bases because it seems like no one's noticed yet. I'm assuming people assume I have a little bit of a blood eco, but I don't think they realize that I've had garnets this whole time. And the garnets are a really big deal for the scale. So Vanneroos like probably doesn't realize that I've got a bigger blood eco than maybe he does. I'm not sure what his graph would look like. So we're still being very careful about setting all this stuff up and how we manage it to make sure that it doesn't get found out. And I think it could get found out if a spy wandered through here because he might be able to see through Glamour if there's no Veil Army present. But so far I haven't even heard anything about here. Well, we do have Veil Army here. But yeah, there's a couple of spots where it's only been Shaitan before, but no one's said anything. So I think we're still flying under the radar with the blood economy as big as this. And we're going to attempt to continue flying under the radar. I don't think anyone will bat too much of an eye at us having one Shaitan, especially this late in the game. They probably assume that we have a little bit of blood eco. And maybe they'll just think, oh, this is like boutique Shaitan or something. They might not realize that I've got this much stuff from the blood tree. All right, so yeah, that's kind of like our two main priorities, or I guess three. We're finishing up site searching. You can see all the dark knowledges going out. Finishing up site searching. Still running a hidden blood economy using primarily Veil Army. And we're advancing on Forest of Pine with some emphasis on having backup forces ready in Huberton in case something comes out of Scraw Point, or to react to something getting close to Scraw Point. Right now it's just 2 Shard Guard down here, not a big deal. So I think that's it for this one. And we can go ahead and jump into turn 65, which is my current turn, and it's on a new patch, so that'll be exciting. And so hope you're having a good one, and I'll see you next time. Later.